All right.
Hello, everybody. I'm Courtney. This is Cameron Boston. This is Trent Darcourt. And this is LeBron Potato. And we did our project on how to survive on a fixed income of $1,000.
Our documentation is how to live on a fixed income of $1,000. That's not hard to do, although the inflation, prices are rising, but being a fixed income of $1,000 a month ain't the same. So coming down with bills being added together, heating oil rising, everything is rising. $1,000 a month is not hard, it's really hard to manage. So the term is on the attitude on what you do when you go on a purchase page. As far as luxuries, that could be set aside for your feelings as to, you can go to with generic brands, or you can go with different energy companies, have different rates. Many things determine how to manage $1,000 a month.
What is a recession? Formal definition of recession is when GDP, gross domestic product, growth is negative for 2 consecutive quarters or more. The United States has been in recession for 6 years, six times in the last year. The very first was the Depression of 1807. This was caused by the Embargo Act, which President Thomas Jefferson signed. The second was the Panic of 1819. This was caused by foreclosure, failing of banks, and unemployment rates. The next will be Panic of 1837, caused by the failing of banks and the confidence people had in paper currency. The Panic of 1857, it affected railroads in the United States, banks, which caused over 5,000 businesses in America to fail in the first year of the panic itself alone. In the year 2001, we have the early 2000s recession. The collapse of the .com bubble was the cause of this recession, as well as the attack that happened on September 11th to the World Trade Centers in New York City. And lastly, we have what was called the late 2000 recession. It causes the collapse of housing and the collapse of banks in the United States and Europe.
And I'm going to show you some tips on how to survive on a fixed income of $1,000. Basically, it's just spending wisely. Most people want to buy the brand names. Most people like brand names just because of their pride. A lot of people have a lot of pride in what they buy and what they eat or what they use as a person. Generic brand and a brand name is just totally different between prices. The taste is the same. It's basically the prices. And things that you need, things that you want. Like with me, I need a lot of things. Like with school, I need books, I need pens to sign, I need a lot of things. But things I want, like a new phone, new iPhone, that's just things that I really don't need. And people do this every day in life. Basically choose between their needs and their wants. And I think that a budget list can help people manage their money more better. Like, if you have a list on things that you need to be taken care of this month, and things that have to be done, and things that you want. Basically, it just give you an overview on everything you're paying. Like, you will see what you're paying for. You will see what your money be spent on, and everything. And at the end of the day, you have a total income. So you will find out on everything you buy or everything that you will use within that month of $1,000.
Alright. We went out, we surveyed 120 people, 60 males, 60 females, and the question was, what percentage of your money is put towards your savings? 40% of the males said that they put between 0 and 15% of their money towards their savings, whereas 42% of the females said the they put between 0 and 15% of their money towards the savings. 23% of males said they put between 16 and 35% of their money towards their savings. And 27% of the females said they put between 16 and 35% towards their savings. And the rest, 22% of males said they put 36 between 50% of their savings, put their money towards their savings. The females, 15%. The next question we have, what is the majority of your free money spent on? That's money that's not used for your rent or your utilities. And let's say 65% of males said they spend most of their money, free money, on food. Whereas females, 48% said they spent their with food. But both male and females, 47% of them said they spend on clothing. 18% on cell phones and house phones, and 32% on transportation/gas. Another question we asked, what influences you most to spend your money? 53% of males said they spend their money because of the necessities they need, whereas 48% of the females said they spend their money because of the necessities they need. 23% of the males said they spend their money because of appearance. 30% of the females said they spend their money because of appearance. 18% of the males said they spend their money caused by other things, and 12% of the females said they spend their money caused by other things. In conclusion, surviving on a fixed income is not as easy as it seems. Many things come into play when a person has a limited amount of money to spend. People have to make sacrifices. They have difficulties choosing between what they can afford and what they can't afford and how they should budget. This is our bibliography. And we have a video.
DVD is $3.